So this here is my notice of objection to the landlord. Dear Mr. Landlord, as a domestic violence survivor and a single mother, I, Marie, object to the eviction served via MMS on June 9th, 2025 at 1:08 p.m. as unlawful under the Residential Tenancy Act 2004 CR 17.1. The reasons outlined in the eviction notice that you served to me are as follows: doxing, sharing personal information online to harass you, the landlord, not maintaining a clean common area or main floor, unsafe living conditions for children. Since my first formal letter of objection, there have been a number of exchanges that are deeply concerning. You had admitted that you were wrong about the RTA not being applicable to our rental agreement. I had established in our exchange of text messages that since there is no clause for service within our agreement, that by default, the RTA applies for service of documents. Your method of service through MMS is not a standard method according to the section 57 of the RTA, potentially making the notice invalid. Your notice is for 14 days, which according to section 29 of the RTA, I must have committed a substantial breach to the agreement. Substantial breaches to the agreement include non-payment of rent, severe damage to the property, or illegal activities on the premises. Your claim is that displaying your phone number on a live stream is illegal activity, even if it was unintentional or by accident, though your notice explicitly declares the intent to harass. You mentioned in your notice that I am not maintaining a clean main floor, common area, and creating an unsafe environment for my children to live in, but have provided no proof of such conditions. On June 4th, 2025, I had a caseworker from Edmonton Regional Child and Family Services in my home. She made no mention of any concerns for the children's health or their safety while she was in my home. I had the Edmonton Police in my home on June 2nd, 2025, and they also clearly stated that they had no concerns about the wellness of my children nor the cleanliness of my home. It was declared by both parties upon entering that it was quite obvious that I had just moved in. Shortly after receiving the notice to vacate, I had my caseworker reach out to you. She had informed me verbally over the phone that you were willing to extend the move-out period to July 11, 2025, but I have not received an updated notice to vacate on that day at any time, in accordance with Section 57 of the RTA. She had mentioned that you had addressed concerns about some accusations that I had allegedly made online about you grooming my kids, staring at them, and being creepy towards them. I had let her know that those were just rumors and not facts, and that I have only spoken positively about you. You have mentioned through your text messages that you are concerned about the alleged accusations that I made about you, but have provided no evidence to support that I had even said these things, potentially making this claim slanderous and defamatory. I have informed you that all of my live streams are recorded and documented, and I can prove to a hearing officer that I, in fact, did not display your number on purpose. I have only spoken highly of you and never mentioned your name on my live stream, only referring to you as landlord or tenant downstairs. You had requested post-notice on June 10th to do a move-in walkthrough checklist to make sure that we were both on the same page about the condition of the main floor when I moved in. I had phoned the RTDRS and I was informed by an information officer that your request for a move-in inspection was invalid since it had to have been done within a 14-day period, either 7 days prior to or 7 days subsequent to me moving in. Your request was also informal and not in accordance with Section 24 of the RTA since it was delivered via text message and it did not specify a specific time between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. I respectfully declined your request for entry since it was an invalid request sent informally, and it also is my right to deny you access if I believe the request is unreasonable. You have acknowledged that there are no screens in two of the bedrooms, but you failed to acknowledge that this is a violation to the minimum housing and health standards according to Alberta Housing Regulation, Alta Reg 173/1999, particularly Section 3, during the months when insects are plenty. I had mentioned to you shortly after moving in that my daughter is allergic to bees, wasps, and hornets. Casually in conversation, I have had to kill multiple wasps in my home as a result of them getting into the house through insufficient sealed doors and unscreened windows. This was also the reason that I had eliminated the wasps' nests promptly out of the shed, though you had mentioned that you had plans to get rid of them. The health and safety of my daughter was dependent on those being dealt with as quickly as possible. In the same text, you mentioned that you heard I was not happy about the size of the black garbage bin out back. You failed to acknowledge that this is also a violation to the minimum housing and health standards not to have adequate number of bins suitable for the storage of garbage and refuse awaiting disposal. This is according to Alberta Housing Regulation Alta Reg 173//1999. Section 5. The average dwelling produces 0.24 cubic meters of waste per week. There are 2 separate dwellings on the premises and only 0.24 cubic meters of waste storage provided. I had attempted to proactively handle the harassment issue that we are now both facing by contacting our local authorities. I had texted you requesting any of the numbers associated with the harassment to have them documented by police, but you have oddly been protective of the information and have only sent me a single screenshot of one single number that had texted you regarding what they were seeing on my subscriber-only live stream. Within that screenshot, it is clearly seen that you are requesting anonymous individuals and potential spam numbers to monitor my live streams, illegally obtain footage by screen recording it, and send the footage to you, perpetuating ongoing criminal harassment against me, and demonstrating that you are more concerned about what I am saying and doing in my home than you are concerned about your own harassment claim. You have excused your own behavior and fail to acknowledge the illicit nature of what you are doing, leveraging your communications with potential spam numbers to monitor my activities online and bolster an unlawful eviction. Your justification for third-party reporting of my live stream suggests malicious intent and demonstrates bad faith on your behalf. You have denied that what you're doing is illegal if it is a public live stream, but the footage you are obtaining is recorded for my subscriber-only content, which is protected under the Copyright Act of Canada, Section 27. Any unauthorized act that falls under the exclusive rights of the copyright owner is considered an infringement, such as sharing subscriber-only content without the permission of the exclusive holder. Don't! I am the copyright owner of the subscriber-only content that you are requesting the recordings of, and you certainly do not have my permission to obtain unauthorized recordings of my exclusive content. Upon addressing the fact that you had not served me with a 30-day notice in accordance with Section 57 of the RTA, addressing the fact that you had continued obtaining illegal footage of me in my home after being informed that it was illegal to do so, and I had reminded you that I hadn't had any substantial breaches to our agreement, you retracted your offer of 30 days to vacate and reduced it back to 14 days. Said that if I'm going to share false information or statements about you, or what you have said, that you would like to know, and mentioned that you have cameras on ordered to monitor the exterior of the property, indicating that you intend on monitoring me both inside and outside of my home. Section 16A of our agreement states that if there is a problem that is not directly dealt with by this agreement, that the landlord and the tenant agree to talk to each other about the problem with honest intentions to resolve it, serving me with a notice to terminate the tenancy containing issues that are not directly dealt with by the agreement before talking to me first with an honest intention to resolve it violates this part of the agreement. The situation has been so distressing that it has disrupted our peaceful enjoyment of the premises, causing severe anxiety, depression, as well as fear for our safety. Living under the same roof as someone who would rather perpetuate the cyberstalking and harassment that we have been subjected to by also monitoring my online activity, instead of doing anything to help bring resolution to the issue that we continue to face. This situation has also forced me to avoid live streaming completely, which is also affecting my ability to earn a living and promote my business. I have been unmotivated to finish unpacking our belongings and experiencing physical ailment. I have experienced loss of appetite and sleep since the evening of June 9th, 2025. I have had to reach out to a mental health professional and resume taking medications. Considering the fact that you had been informed that I am a survivor of domestic violence and a single mother prior to moving in, you have been aware of our particular vulnerabilities and continue to disregard the impact that your actions have on me, as well how this has impacted my children and continues to do so. He was also informed, I am noticing now I didn't actually mention it in here, but he was informed about the cyber stalking before I moved in. He knew it was an issue. As a survivor, your actions have triggered post-traumatic stress, fearing for my children's safety amid TikTok and Reddit harassment. This is my updated, final, and formal letter of objection. I demand you cease and desist the unlawful obtainment of my subscriber-only content, all monitoring of my online activities, and withdraw your notice by June 13th, 2025, or I shall file a dispute with the RTDRS, pursue legal action for harassment, Criminal Code Section 184, Section 264, and defamation. I intend to maintain our fixed-term lease. Regards. Me, motherfucker.